Everybody, today I'm going to try to attempt to make some awesome bath bombs today, which is always a fun little project to do with the kiddos or by yourself like me. Anyhow, I just absolutely love Lush, obviously, if you haven't figured that out, and I love bombs because I just absolutely adore my baths. So anything that will give extra moisture is what I am looking for. And I've got an awesome recipe, and I've made this before, except for the scent I'm using is a Lush scent called Violet Nights, and it is so super awesome. Let me show you. Grab this. We're going to be using the Violet Nights Lush bath oil that my awesome good friend Corey, which is Polyester Jane on Instagram, had sent me because she's the most giving, sweetest lady I think on the planet. Anyhow, so I'm going to attempt to make these. She made some, but then hers fell apart. I'm going to try to do it and try to recreate it and see if I can't do it. This will not make pretty bath art. I'm not really sure how they do that, but this obviously will be extremely moisturizing. So I've made this recipe before, and I've made some awesome orange, what I call orange peel, because it smelled like freshly peeled oranges, bath bombs, and my kids ran off with them. They were pretty darn awesome. It smelled so good, and I used essential oils for that. So this is different because this is not essential oils, but this particular bath oil is super strong. So I'm really hoping that this works out. So without further ado, let me get my spectacles on and let's get started. Okay, so these are the items that you will need. Okay, you are going to need, if you're not going to double the recipe, what you're going to need is baking soda. You're going to need 4 ounces of baking soda. You're going to need 2 ounces of cornstarch. Okay, you're going to need 2 ounces of citric acid. Now you find the citric acid over with the canning goods there at the grocery store. Walmart carries all these. And then Epsom salt. This is plain. I didn't get the kind that's scented, but you could, I guess. So Epsom salt, you will need 2 ounces of that. You're going to need water. And you're going to need some sort of essential oils, whatever you're choosing to do. And then you can use 1 1/4 teaspoon of oil, like coconut oil. This is what I have. You can use olive oil, but I think coconut oil is my favorite, I have to say. And then, where are you? You're going to need food coloring, food dye, egg coloring, whatever you want to call it. So, and then obviously you're going to need a bowl, a whisk, normal stuff, measuring spoons, measuring cups, and if you have, this is what I couldn't find before. I was having to use an Easter egg, like a giant Easter egg, but I found this. It's a ball. There's no lip on it, so it's not going to be hard to get out, but it is what I've seen other people use, and I think this is a 3-inch ornament, a plastic ornament. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and so that's what I'm going to use to make the round shape. So it doesn't have to be round, that's just what I'm choosing to do. So go ahead and get your supplies together and we'll get started. For whatever reason, my video cut off on me. I just love when that happens. It's so much fun. Not. Okay, so in your bowl, you need, if we're going to double the recipe, you need 8 ounces, which is 1 cup of baking soda, okay? You need 4 ounces, which is a 1/2 cup of cornstarch. You need 4 ounces of the citric acid. You need 4 ounces of the Epsom salt, and that's what we have for our dry ingredients, okay? Once you have your dry ingredients in your bowl, you want to whisk You want to whisk it to remove any clumps, although you see the powder coming up off of it, just like smoke, so you want to kind of be careful. But what you're trying to do is just mix it all in together so that there are no clumps. See, there's a bunch of clumps in here, so I want to make sure I get the clumps taken care of. And you want it to be nice and, you know, good and stirred in to where it's nice and soft and smooth, okay? So do that until it's finished. Okay, so what I've done here is I put in the coconut oil, okay, which is right here. And I doubled it up and I put 2.5 teaspoons of coconut oil. And what you want to do is you want to melt this in the microwave very, very carefully. So you just do a quick melt so it'll combine with the other ingredients. So I'm going to go off camera and put it in the microwave. Now after we've got this nice and melted, we need to combine all the wet ingredients into this bowl. Okay, so the wet ingredients left is the coconut oil, the food coloring, and the essential oils. Now you can use essential oils. It does not have to be. Let me go find some essential oils so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, anyhow, I think I put them away. I'm not sure exactly where they're located at the moment, but you can get essential oils in a health food store. At GNC they sell some. Walmart carries a few, but not too many. But for today's purpose, and it has to be essential oils, not extract or not the stuff that you put in potpourri. It has to be essential oils, and they're kind of pricey, so I imagine you can get them at Hobby Lobby and all them places. But for this particular demonstration, I'm going to use the Violet Nights bath oil. Okay, so there's not, if you use essential oils, you're going to use a teaspoon. Okay, or actually 2 teaspoons since we are doubling the recipe. So 2 teaspoons of essential oils. I'm not using essential oils and I'm not sure of how much I'm going to use of this. So don't go by what I put in as far as the Violet Nights goes. You go by what the essential oils are because you may not have anything like this. And I think you need to add more of bath oils just to get the scent, because I made some that was butter rum flavored, or flavored. I always say flavored. I mean scented. But it didn't come out strong enough. So it was a little disappointing. So I'm just going to put what I think I need. I'm just going to eyeball it here. But for what you decide to make with your with what you do, you should use essential oils, and it's 2 teaspoons if you're going to double the recipe. Okay, so we're just going to start adding, and like I said, this is just some bath oil. We're going to just add some, I don't know how much. We're just going to add it, okay, because this is pretty strong. Okay, we're just going to add more than we need, because bath oils are just, they're strong, but they're not as strong as an essential oil. So we're going to start off with that, okay? And then what we're going to need is some food coloring, okay? So to get it to the color that you would like. Now you can add it, this already has a pretty purple, okay? But I want it kind of a little bit darker. So you can either add the water in this way. If you're doing essential oils and they're kind of clear and they don't have a color to them like this Violet Nights does, then you want to go ahead and combine whatever colors you want. I want a deeper, darker purple. And actually, I'm probably going to have to add some more essential oils too for this. But anyhow, I want a deeper, darker purple. So that it would be blue and red make purple. So depending on what colors you want to do, I'm going to add some of this. I'm going to add 5. It's up to you. 5 of the blue and 3 of the red. And we'll just see what this looks like. So it's kind of got, you see how dark that is on the side? So that might be actually quite good. So I'm okay with this color. While I make this and add it to my dry ingredients, if I decide that I need more food coloring, you got to because it's water-based, you don't want to activate the powders, so you have to add it extremely slowly. So anyhow, that is the wet ingredients that we're going to add to the dry ingredients. So I'm going to go off camera and move things around, and then we shall get to mixing. So now we're ready to add in our wet ingredients, and we have to be really careful, okay? Because we don't want this to activate. As soon as anything hits this, it activates if it's water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to show you. You only use very little bit at a time. See, watch what I do. Just a little bit at a time, and just continue stirring. And when that looks like it's all stirred in, I mean, it's going to be clumpy, but you just kind of want to add it in very little amounts. You know what? I think I forgot to add the water. Isn't that hilarious? I forgot to add the water. So we need, let's see. Sorry about that. We didn't get far, so we are A-okay. So we need 1.5 teaspoons. That's a tablespoon. Hold on. We need 1.5 teaspoons of water. So I put some water here, and I'm just going to add this to my bowl. Sorry about that. It's okay, though. Nothing's activated. So it says 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of water. So we want to do... So 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. So we want to do 3 teaspoons of water. Okay, there we go. Gosh, this is almost was disastrous. So I'm just going to use my spoon and stir that up as much as I can. I knew something wasn't right. Okay, so I'm going to set this down, and then I'm going to start adding this to the powder again, okay? So it's okay, it'll be fine. You just want to add it in very small little bits. I know it's going to be really with all the powder, but just try not to breathe it in. Just keep adding slowly, very slowly. Woo, I'm going to start coughing in about 2 seconds. Just keep adding. You might actually have to add some more water, because guess what, folks? Since I'm using this as my scent, it's taking up lots. Well, I don't even know if that matters, but it's taking up, well, actually, I don't think we do need to add more water, because we added the proper amount. Just takes a while to stir all this in. So I'm going to go off camera, finish getting it all stirred in. Just do it very slowly, okay? Look at this most awesome color. This is kind of more like a blue. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to make it more of a purple. So I think what I'm going to do is set this aside. And I'm going to grab my spoon. And I'm going to mix some of this into another bowl. Like half the mixture or part of the mixture, because you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 2 colors. See? Okay, so I've got part in here and part in there. Okay, and this is the consistency, just so you know. It's wet, but it's not. It's really a nice consistency. You don't want it too wet, because the first time I made it, I put the water in and all that wet ingredients, and it activated, and then it just started growing, and I couldn't keep it together because I activated the bomb. So that was not cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make this one a little bit darker. So let's see if I can change the color a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more blue, but just very, you just got to stir as you're adding it to get it a little bit darker, okay? So it's going to look a little clumpy, but that's okay. You can add however much, and I think that also will change the color of your tub. So there's blue. Let's add some more because I'm going to make purple. I'm going to attempt to make purple because this is blue so far. I'm going to just add a couple more. Just kind of have to eyeball the food coloring a little bit, but just stir it up really good. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go in with the red to try to make it purple. And if you add more blue than you do, the deeper color, the more blue will make it, why is that orange? Supposedly, the more blue you add versus the red, it'll make it more of a purple color, but heck, I don't know if that's true, because I see a little bit of, I don't know, maybe this is orange, although this, whatever. Get it to the color that you want it. Look here, I'm complaining about this already. I was looking for a deep purple color, but I'm thinking I'm probably not going to find it. But that's okay. We'll make it work. So I'm going to get my color the way I want it, and then I will meet you back here. Once you have this all stirred in, you're going to take your 1/2 and you're going to pack it. I wouldn't say pack it too terribly tight, but you need it to seal. So you want to use more on one side than you use on the other, so pack it just a little bit, okay? And that's what we'll use on this side, okay? And then for this side, I'm going to use the lighter color. And you're just going to pack it in there a little bit. Okay. Use a little bit more on this side, so when you put it together that it actually will stick together, okay? Let's try this. We're going to put these two sides together, okay? And as good as you can get it, you need to smash it together, okay? We're not going to leave it inside the egg or ornament. We want to be able to take it off. So I'm hoping, I'm trying to pry the two sides off. There we go. There, we've got one side, and I'm going to gently turn it over and see if I can get the top side. Come on. Come out. There. There, we have a bomb, just like so, okay? Both sides, just like so. And now what you do is you set it over there on your pan to dry. You're just going to set it over there, and then you go on to making your other one, and that's one bomb that you've made. So, isn't that perfect? So now, we are going to go and do the rest of these. So, when I get mine all done, I'll come back and show you what mine look like, and then we'll wrap this video up. That's it. I'm so excited I can't contain myself because the violet night smells so good. And like I said, it doesn't have to be bath oils. You always have to use a little bit more bath oils. And if you you have to use less when you use essential oils, but essential oils are so much stronger. And you just kind of find your combination that you want. But if you use bath oils, it's not going to be as strong, so you have to add a little bit more. And so, you know, if you find that your ingredients, or, you know, what do you call that? Your powder that you're smushing in there. If you find that to be a little too wet and the sides won't stick together after you pack them, then you might have to add just a little bit of, I don't know, I think I added a little bit of baking soda and a little bit of cornstarch just to kind of dry it out just a little bit. But now I think it's perfect. So it's all trial and error, but I absolutely love it. And I'm going to go back and make some more because this only made, it only made 2 bombs, and then I had a little bit left over. So you know what? I might show you what happens here. I'm so excited. Let me take this off, and let me show you what I have as far as the amount of bombs. Here are the bombs. I just have them sitting on some wax paper. It makes 2 giant ones, which is perfect. So doubling the recipe only makes 2, and then it makes about 2.5. This is not a half. I had some more, and while I was off camera, I went and tried to put it under some water. You have to let these dry for at least 8 hours to 12, or 8 to 24 hours, at least 8 though, so they get nice and hard, and they're going to fizz, they're going to spin and fizz more when all the ingredients are dry. But I wanted to do a sample to see. I had another one of these little guys, and I wanted to do a little sample, and I'm going to pick this one up. I know it's still fragile because I just made it, but I had put a little bit in some water. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in this bowl, just like so. Or actually, you know what? I want to add, let me just bring this in the kitchen. I'll be right, meet you in the kitchen. Use the same bowl that has all the powder still left in it. You know you want a butcher block countertop. Come on, people. You know you want that old 70s or 80s look. Come on now. Don't lie to yourself. I'm telling you, I don't know who puts these, when they build these houses, why they put such things in. Anyhow, not my favorite at all. But I'm going to add some water. Okay. I'm going to add some water to it. Okay, just so that we can kind of get an idea on what is going to happen when I put this bomb in. Now, mind you, I want it to froth. And the last one I did, it did froth. I know this is a weird color because it was powder residue left in here, but I really wanted it to froth because I've made some that didn't. So I'm hoping that this does. The last one did, but it's not dry, so it's not going to spin and all that until it gets dry. But I'm just going to show you what this kind of looks like. So this is still very moist, and I'm going to drop it in, and let's see what we have. Look, it's melting just like what do you call it? Lush, and how some of theirs does. This is going to be so much better when it actually dries and it can spin and melt. But look at all the froth. I am so stinking excited. I can't even contain myself. Oh my gosh. It is just absolutely heavenly right there. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for those to dry and to try it out in the bath. So until next time, I'm going to go off and I'm going to make double batch again of these because I'm going to be loving these, and I'm going to make some orange ones, and I've also got essential oils that are grapefruit. I've got like citrus, and I like florals, but I got so sick of smelling some of the stuff at the store that I just went for citrus this time. But I've got orange that my son absolutely loves, so orange. I have lime, lemon, peppermint, lavender, eucalyptus, and I also have grapefruit. Did I say that one already? I don't know, but I got a lot. So I'm going to experiment, so try to do that. I don't know why this frothed up way more than when I used essential oils. Maybe it has to do with that it's a bath oil. I'm not sure, but I'm digging it, people. I'm digging it. So anyhow, until the next video, take care. Bye.